Hello everyone, Megatronic here. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at the combined form of all the aerial bots, Age of the Primes, SUPERION. Now I'm trying to be quicker with this review. We're just going to take a look at SUPERION, his articulation, comparisons, and then my final thoughts on the aerial bots as a whole. So yeah, let's just get into articulation. Now, he has a ball joint at the head. Get a little bit of wiggle waggle. Got that much down, that much up. Do the full 360. His antenna can come off. They're just on 5mm. I'm gonna leave them on. You get a full 360 here at the shoulder on a soft ratchet. You get T-pose and then some if you utilize Silverbolt's feet. You get 90 degrees at the elbow on a ratchet joint. Bicep rotation right above the elbow. You do have a wrist rotation. They're on a double mushroom peg. And because of transformation, you can move his fists in and out. You do get some waist rotation before it does bump into the backpack on here. The little tail fin section. Legs can go out that far, go back that far, splits and then some, thigh rotation, 90 at the knee, the nose cone will bump, you get a decent amount of ankle pivot, and you can untab the toes, but they will not hold any poses. Color-wise, I really do like the colors. They all match each other. I think they're the best looking combiner out of all the new ones that have come out so far. I just think he's the most uniform looking skeleton combiner. I didn't think Menasor had many imperfections, but with SUPERION, I mean, all the bits are accounted for. There's no leftover weapons or anything. Everything can store on him, which I'm really happy about. Now, I do like the wings down over his arms. I just think it looks better in my opinion. You can tab it onto either this tab or this tab up here. You do have some options. I just choose not to. So, yeah. Here he is with Galvatronus, just for a comparison with the Combiner Wars Combiner. He uses the same chest mold as Silverbolt and alphabravo's there, so close enough to SUPERION. Now, he does have upgraded hands and feet, so he's roughly the same height, maybe even an inch taller, if not. I really hope Galvatronus does get the same treatment as Age of the Primes somehow. It's just that way we can get Ruck, alphabravo, off-road, and maybe a jet blast off. Who knows, but yeah, I'm glad we got these guys now, because he falls apart way too easily. And here he is with Studio Series 86 Devastator, and Devastator's about a head taller. I'm perfectly okay with that. I think Devastator should be a little bit taller because he is made up of 6 members instead of the usual 5. Yeah, for Devastator, since he isn't using a skeleton combiner, I'm kind of surprised in how well he turned out, but I do kind of, in some parts I prefer SUPERION, in some other cases I prefer Devastator. For combined mode, I'm probably going to go with Devastator, but for individual robot modes and vehicle modes, it's SUPERION all the way. And lastly, here he is with my DNA design Menasor. Like I just said, Menasor has the DNA upgrade design kit on him. I hope we get one for Devastator and SUPERION to help beef them up as well too, because Menasor is now my tallest combiner, which is kind of crazy to think about, but hey. A lot of imperfections on Menasor, which I didn't really account, and plus he has an upgrade kit to help some of those issues as well. As a base combiner, SUPERION holds up way better than Menasor. I've seen breakage on other people's copies of Wild Rider and Breakdown. I have seen, I mean, my own dead end barely even wants to stay on him. Like, I can just barely touch him and he'll come off. So yeah, stability wise and just how the parts integrate with the combined mode, I think SUPERION is much better. Motor Master and Silverbolt, I think Motor Master is better in every way, shape, and form, but Drag Strip I think is the only real good Stunticon that stands a chance against any of the Limb aerial bots. I think the limb aerial bots are way better than what they did with Menassor's limb bots. So yeah. Now, do I recommend getting this set of guys or just Superion in general? Yes, I really think they're great. I think all the individual robot modes are pretty decent as well. If you have to choose him or Devastator, I'm gonna go with him. I just think the robot modes are a lot more fleshed out, a lot more articulated, and better built in certain ways. Yes, Devastator was mainly put together for the combined mode, but I feel like they had a bit more freedom with the individual aerial bots and made them their own decent selves. I don't really have many complaints with the individual modes, and Silverbolt's the one I just dislike the most just because I don't have ever cared for Silverbolt. Honestly, the arm bots are my favorite out of the set. They transform super easily, enjoyably. They don't have much kibble in their jet modes. Yes, they have big ankles, but they're pretty fun to transform back and forth and pose around. It's been really fun collecting these guys. It's crazy that we got 2 combiners within a 6-month period. It really took me back to Combiner Wars. A little nostalgia kick, but hey. But yeah, I highly recommend getting this guy. Once again, if you have to choose over him or Devastator, I choose him. He's about, I think, 30, 40 bucks cheaper than Devastator is anyway. So yeah, that's been my look at Age of the Prime Superion. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next one. Bye!